Yeah. Hey, fuck you, Joe Rogan.
So, hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Unzipped and Uncut with my honorable partner, Robin Simon, and Mrs. I don't know any of that. Lady Karen.
Ooh,
Karen.
now I'm suddenly royal. Yay.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Well, whatever.
Well, that's okay.
No.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Karen Gown,
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your about yourself, Karen? Well, who are you supposed to be?
Who am I supposed to be? Well, that's a different question than introducing myself. Yeah. So I'm Karen. I'm Karen.
Yeah,
not that Karen. Not the internet Karen.
You know.
I want to clarify.
Yeah.
And I'm a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I identify. I identify as a teacher, and I've been teaching for a long time. Probably what year is it now? So well over 10 years.
2032.
Right. Yeah. In your your studio anyway.
Here is
your space capsule. So I teach. I've been teaching a lot online, so I've been moving all over to different countries and living different places. And if she doesn't get angry with me, I can show you. I'm here with my cat.
Oh, we have a cat.
She's here on my lap. This is Sombra. She's from Alforada. Yeah. Oh, she's a little spicy. She doesn't like to be awakened.
You stole that cat. You stole that cat.
No, I didn't
steal.
Sure
about that?
Yes, positive. Because she's got the little clip on her ear.
Yeah, that means it belonged to someone and you stole it.
No, it's absolutely not. It's a trap, neuter, release clip.
Okay. Okay, let's
really believe me.
Let's leave this here. Okay. Well, she's lovely actually.
Yes, thank you. She's a little angry now, but that's okay.
Maybe that's because she's angry because she was kidnapped.
No, she's had a complete reversal of fortune. She was living on the streets in Gaia, and now she's living the high life in Porto.
Well, yeah. Well, just so you know, I'm from Gaia. Okay. So,
I thought you would appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, actually, I did. Yeah. Does that keep it a $1.50? Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, I was really looking forward actually to having this conversation with you because first of all, I think it's the first time that we have a real life American, in the setting.
Ooh.
We can not squeeze them, kind of prop them a little bit.
Kick the tires.
Just go. Yeah,
give them a few pokes. See what kind of reaction you get.
What's under the hood? Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, and besides, I already knew that your background in languages, which is pretty awesome and pretty interesting, and also let's just get it. So tell me a little bit about your work. I'm real interested in that. What got you to this? And did you were already doing this in the U.S. or
not exactly? I finished university a bit late. I kind of was on the 10-year plan for finishing university. It took a little longer than most. Because I was working and then going to school part-time. So, but when I finished, I immediately wanted to go to Japan. They had a program there where you could teach English. You just needed a bachelor's degree. And you had to apply through the State Department and go there. And if you're selected, you can, teach in Japan. And they send you to different schools and it's a good cultural exchange and all of that. So I did that right after university.
Sounds like a scam, but okay, yeah.
Kinda, sure. It was a bit, sure. but it was something that was sponsored by the Japanese government, so it was their call, not mine,
Okay. So you ended up going, and you
Mhm.
ended up teaching at different schools.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about that experience, because it sounds like.
So the experience
Oh
itself
no,
is
no.
no, it's good. It's good. It's good. But like the
Yeah.
experience itself is very good. You get to meet a lot of kids, a lot of people, and kind of in Japan, if you are a foreigner, you're kind of you are like so it's getting not as bad these days, but it used to be more of like you were kind of a novelty. It was
A novelty. Okay, good one.
and and whenever you came into a classroom with the regular Japanese teacher of English, it was kind of viewed as like, oh, this is the fun day, this is the entertaining day. We have like the American entertainer is here.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. So in some ways, it was just, playing games with the kids, and just basically getting them to try to speak as much as possible. So it was a good experience, but there were also many, many days where there were no classes. I had nothing to do. I'm just
Wow.
sitting at my desk for like the entire day.
So you still had to show up.
Yes. Oh, yes. Japan is a big fan of showing up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I kind of had that notion already, but what city are we talking?
So I was outside of Nagoya,
which is like kind of like the third,
like the
biggest?
third,
Yeah,
like third, maybe fourth largest city. It's not usually people's first choice.
Yeah.
But it is a great city, and I really grew to like it when I was there. Previously I had visited Tokyo before, like Tokyo, Yokohama, but this was my first time in Nagoya.
Yeah, you see that? You're hearing that, Robin? Tokyo and Nagoya. See, this is how you talk.
Yeah.
Proper.
I have a question. I have a question regarding that, but just go on. I'll ask the question afterwards, after you finish your experience.
Okay.
So yeah, I was there for 3 years. It was fantastic. And then
you said kids, so you're talking like primary school or high school?
Well, no. Because I'm old now, I'm actually talking about high school students. So when I was there, I was teaching high schoolers.
High schoolers, okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking like with the uniforms and the.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 of my 3 schools were very high level, and they're usually a lot more strict. The third school that I had was not as well known academically, say, but I think that actually the students there were a lot more open. They were a lot more willing to speak English.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you see, was that a thing, like willingness to speak English?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because if you're in like a very high level school, that means that you've done very well on tests and things, and you have like an expectation, or the teachers have expectations about you, and you don't want to make any mistakes. So when you were teaching in a school like that, the kids didn't want to say anything out loud.
Oh, okay. So it was. Oh, okay. It was out of pressure.
Yeah. Like they feel a lot of pressure with each other. Their other classmates are, they all get ranked within the classroom. So
that's gotta be brutal.
Yeah, it is a bit more high pressure than many high school situations.
Yeah. I couldn't relate. We didn't really give a fuck around here.
Yeah. Well, because seriously, when they were done with high school, they would go to do like their club activities, like if they were going to play sports or something. And then after that, so we're talking like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, they're going to cram school after that. And then that's another hour. They might get home around like 11 or so.
Yeah.
And then
that's harsh. They almost don't have time to do those stereotypically Japanese things, like, be Power Rangers or,
Well, I think they do that. I think they do that. They wait until they're at university, because once you get into university, then you can kind of coast. Your academic job is done at that point.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. No, that's quite interesting, actually. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
yeah.
Robin, I didn't know what your question was.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, there are two cities in Japan that are famous, kind of Tokyo and Osaka. Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so over New Year's, I met this Japanese girl, and we were just talking, and she was talking about, if you ever visit Japan, don't go to Tokyo, but rather visit Osaka. Osaka is way more beautiful than Tokyo. That's what she recommended. So. So I want to know, like, have you been there, and like, what is the comparison between Tokyo and Osaka?
Yeah, well, actually, after my 3 years in Nagoya was finished, I went back to the United States for a little while. But then I moved back to Japan, to Osaka, after that. And so I lived for 3 years in Osaka. And I can say with some conviction that, yeah, I personally, I think that Osaka is way better than Tokyo, but it's maybe not the most common or most popular view.
Is it a similar rivalry that we have between Lisbon and Porto? Like
a bit, sure. Yeah, I think there's a bit of that in there. But just, Tokyo is seen as like the capital. Everyone is so serious and business minded, and it's gray, people walking to work and home, and that's it. But like when you get to Osaka is where like all the comedians come from. They have like funny ways of speaking. They have those. Yeah, there's all kinds of like entertainers that come from the Kansai region. So yeah, they're like bigger personalities. They have like funny sayings that they say in Japanese. And yeah, it's just kind of, it's also like closer to places like Kyoto and Nara that are like, popular with the tourists too. It's good. It's a good base of operations.
I have a question. Like I didn't want to like linger too much here on this, but as like, just like as broad as possible, like as an American, with all the implications that it has, like especially in Japan.
Yes.
Did you notice, like, because you mentioned like if you're a foreigner, you're a novelty. Like, but is it like anything different if on top of being a foreigner, you're American, or is there like any sort of like any element of American culture that's kind of maybe rubbed off on Japan, like after the whole,
you mean
the whole
aside from like colonialism and
that's exactly where I'm going. Besides getting bombed, was there anything else that rubbed off on Japan a little bit?
Sure. I mean, they have so I've never seen so many like Starbucks and McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken, and like they definitely welcomed a lot of the businesses there.
Did you? Well, I mean, maybe they kind of didn't have much of a choice. I don't, But did you feel at home in any sort of way?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I definitely did. But I don't know that is really typical of all Americans, because I'm kind of a special case, because my mom is from Japan, so I'm technically Hasu. I'm a Hasu. So
actually, I forgot to mention
that's it's not. I feel like in the Venn diagram of foreigner and native Japanese, the people like myself are kind of in this weird gray area in the middle.
But that was the first. Sorry, but that was the first time that you were in Japan, right?
Well, the first time I was there, I was like 6. I was like 6 years old. I went with my mom once.
Okay, so I was about to say that you're like kind of like Tony Soprano and Italy, Talking about the old country, you know.
In what way? Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was like, how much do you know? Who's been talking? Who do I have to? Who do I have to take on a drive?
To what have to lean on a bit, you know. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, like in that regard, that's like the connection to the country is kind of this, this sort of not. There's not a direct through line to the culture in itself, you know.
Right. Like I remember growing up in Michigan with my Japanese mother, and that was an interesting experience because she's from Japan. She moved to the U.S. in like 1965. And she spent,
actually, it's really funny that you mentioned. Well, not funny, but it's interesting that you mentioned that. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, wow. So your mom moved here not here.
Yes. Yeah.
In 65. Okay.
Right. And since that time, when she moved here, she went back to visit Japan, I think 3 times in like 40, 50 years. So she definitely like moved and committed to the move, to the change. But when she was trying to like make the foods that she was familiar with, trying to do some kind of Japanese food, and we lived in this tiny little city in Michigan. There was barely like a Chinese restaurant within driving distance. So like she was really having to like make do. Like she would have to make like, somen noodles using like vermicelli, from.
I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is.
Anyway, but it's not the same thing. But
well, I can rest assured. Yeah. Well, like trying to make make do with KFC chicken tenders,
Yeah, like imagine you're trying to make a francesinha, but you don't have the sauce. You only have ketchup or something. What are you going to do with that? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not much actually. Well, actually, it probably will taste the same. To be quite frank. Yeah.
I don't know. I think some of the various francesinha sauces are quite delicious and quite distinct.
Distinct. Yeah. Actually, you are quite correct in that. Yeah. That's so interesting. Huh. Fuck. There's like so much I want to talk to you about, like your work as a linguist, like the fact that you attended like a Chomsky class one time in college. Now I want to ask you about your mom. I also like living so you mentioned that was like a tiny little village
yeah, very, very small, very rural.
Okay, like compared to the scale here, so like less than 1,000 people.
Oh, here I'll check. I'm not actually sure because there's not many people living there anymore. Honestly, it's so like rural and agrarian that like when people get old enough, when they graduate high school and go to university, they kind of just leave at that point.
Yeah. Okay.
So here, let me see. I'll find the population. So it looks like. Sorry, I need my glasses.
Ooh.
Sorry. Yes. It is. It has population. Yikes. Well, it was settled in 1872. So there's that. And it's not going to tell me population. It's very small. I'll just say that. It's very small. Okay. 4,448 residents.
Well, that's pretty small. That's pretty small.
Yes.
Even on our scale,
Yeah. It was because my father wanted to farm. He had big plans of being a farmer, and he had 20 acres of land. I don't know how many hectares that is because I'm American.
Is that a lot? I don't know. Was that acres? Hectares? Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know what hectares.
Is that a lot? I don't know.
I mean, 20 acres is kind of a lot. It's more than I would want to mow.
Oh,
it's a.
Damn.
It's like we had cow pastures and a horse pasture and some hay fields, and also a bunch of other fields and barns and things. So,
Wow,
yeah.
that sounds actually that sounds awesome. Now that you mentioned it, wow, that sounds pretty. That sounds.
Well, it's more awesome when you're talking about it, and less
yeah.
awesome when you're having to, like go out and feed the pigs or.
So you did. So you did have a rural, like a farm life childhood.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
definitely.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh.
I know, kind of changes the whole perception, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does a little. Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. So, but that's so okay. That's so interesting because then like, okay, but is it okay? But okay, you live in a farm, right? Was there like any sort of? Did you feel like there was Because okay, I'm asking this because the notion that I have, like from American cities, like from like, is that there's really like no sense of there's no possibility of a sense of community. Mostly because of how things are arranged, like on small towns, everything's kind of like.
Well, I don't know. I would actually say that there's probably a larger chance of having that community feeling in a small town than
Definitely.
you would in a bigger city.
Yeah, definitely.
We weren't super close with the people in the neighborhood, but we still knew who all the neighbors were. Like I would go.
Was there such a thing as a neighborhood?
Well, it's okay. So yes, we had neighbors. There was a neighborhood, but instead of being like a city block in size, like the neighbors were generally about like half a mile away.
Yeah.
That was one of them, and then you had to go another mile or so to get to the next neighbor.
Yeah.
Because everybody just had fields all around their house. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the same, like in like here, like like every like homestead, like basically has its own, like not everywhere, obviously. Also, like the land, like the terrain itself doesn't lend itself to the same sort of organization. Because I would imagine like it's pretty like plain.
Oh yeah.
Flat,
Michigan
flat in
that portion is very flat. Yeah. If you get into the upper peninsula or like northern Michigan, it starts to get hilly, and then there's an actual mountain in the upper peninsula.
Okay.
But like, yeah, just like one.
Yeah, it's probably called like Mount Michigan or something.
I think it's actually Iron Mountain, I believe.
Iron Mountain. Well,
that
was my second. That was my second guess.
It's got to be, Butch.
Yeah, exactly.
A really Butch name.
Butch, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I guess. So I guess that whole thing with the suburbs, like you have to like drive everywhere. I mean, like out in the countryside, you still have to drive.
It's a necessity. I mean, there's no way that you could actually rely on public transportation in that area. No, even just like last year, this happened to me. I went to visit my mom at her house in Michigan, where I grew up. And my flight arrived in this tiny little airport at like 11 o'clock at 11 p.m. And I thought, well, there's got to be somebody doing Uber. There's got to be somebody doing Uber. Because like it was it's the biggest little town that we have there. It wasn't like the town that I'm from. It was like the next bigger town. So it's like, well, of course.
It's got to be, at least.
This is 2024. There must be.
Yeah, probably Tom, who I went to high school with.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing Uber now. He's got to be doing Uber,
So I went there and I opened the app. The app worked at least, but there were like no cars. It was just blank. And the one taxi company in the town had already closed. They closed at,
of course,
7 o'clock that day.
Yeah.
So I had to rent a car. I had to rent a car to go drive to my mom's house from the airport.
Wow, you can. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's no buses, no taxis, no subway, trains, nothing.
Oh no. Okay. Well, see now. Now I understand the whole thing in the movies. About do you want to like pick me up from the airport and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So here is like you just
Yeah.
they,
Yeah. And that's why I think that's why they have so much car culture too.
definitely. Yeah.
There's nothing else to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of intentional, yeah. But the car culture definitely, because and then car culture like eventually ends up like shaping social relations.
Oh yeah, and shaping cities. That's why like all of these cities in America now are just horribly unwalkable. Like
Yeah.
if it wasn't a city in like 18 something, then it's not a city that's you're comfortable like actually walking from point A to point B.
Yeah. It's not made for walking. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I don't mean like to. So sometimes I go like on Google Maps and whatnot. Like just look at some suburbs like
Mhm.
LA or some. And honestly, the feeling that I get, like even on like those suburbs, that it's just like housing, just straight like all the way through, just trees and
Ant
housing.
farms. Yeah.
All the houses is all the same. That's like in a cul-de-sac.
Mm-hmm.
That just seems so like. I mean, I don't mean be like like inconsiderate or anything, but it's just like at least to me, it's like seems so desolate.
So much like a capitalist hellscape purgatory.
Oh, you said the
Just,
C word.
like-
We're not about to say the C word here.
Oh, sorry.
No, I think actually you can. Yeah. Unless you say like capitalism is cool. Actually,
Oh,
that you're not allowed to. Yeah.
no, I've been out of the country too long.
Oh, they're starting to get to you. Oh no. Oh, no, we got to get her back. Oh, what was Karen? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, so okay, so regarding capitalism, so what made you move out of the U.S.? Like, is it related to is it because you wanted healthcare or
Well, that was a big part.
what's up with that?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Well, to a point, yes, because
And you came here.
yeah. Well, I mean,
country.
we kind of bounced around to many different countries
And you
first.
okay.
Yeah, but Portugal is the place where it stuck. Yeah. But when I was in America working, I was working for a long time there, and the last job that I had before I kind of just pulled up stakes and left, I was working for city government of a beautiful American city that I love dearly, but it had, city government anywhere has a lot of problems. It's not the most efficient organization on the planet. I mean, I'm sure being in Portugal, you understand this. So
I don't know what you mean by that, Karen. Actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what you're insinuating.
Yes, yes. I know the freguesia, it just runs like clockwork all the time.
Yeah, clockwork. Yeah. Sure.
You just stopped winding the clock,
just
3 weeks ago.
Broken. But yeah.
but so, it was very frustrating, and you had to work really long hours, and it was really high stress, and the benefits were okay, for America. Like we actually did get health insurance, so that's a plus.
Yeah,
because not everyone can say that in America these days.
But does everyone employed get health insurance?
It depends. Actually, it depends on how shady your employer is, because some places like to keep you just under the hour requirement to be classified as full-time.
That one I've heard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And especially now too, a lot of them are trying to just classify everyone as independent contractors, so that they don't have to provide benefits.
Yeah. That's a big thing. I mean, it kind of it's kind of spreading around. Like, like the Uberization of labor.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I figured if I'm going to be like responsible for my own healthcare and whatnot anyway. Why not keep doing the work that I'm doing online, but then I can choose where I want to live. I can live somewhere where maybe the inflation isn't so high, where the culture is nice and the people are warm.
Yeah. So okay. So but the inflation. So you're here like less than 3 years ago or something.
Yeah, I think. Well, we were here on vacation before. I don't remember the exact year, but when we moved here, it was pretty much peak pandemic time. So it was like February of like 2021.
Best times.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was great. Staying in the apartment all day long.
Oh, yeah, I did so many push-ups.
Well, that's good. That's at least like a physical thing. I think I just, watched a lot of TV and like ate a lot of stuff, not super healthy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, lockdown time was kind of weird to me. It wasn't that all bad, but I did manage to somehow like lose a lot of weight actually.
Wow. Okay. Well, you're the only one, I think. So. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was kind of nice. You could walk around, by Libera. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And, there was no one. There was nobody there.
I have like the weirdest feeling. Like those places where people, just go out. No, is Robin? Is Robin okay? I think he's fine. Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had because I used to go out. Like I would finish work at 7, and like in January, like peak lockdown. Everything was like closed, no businesses open, like nothing. I'm pretty sure I wasn't even allowed to go outside.
Yeah, technically, we're probably not supposed to be doing that, and
I was not.
I'm sure the authorities would love to hear that from you.
Yeah, there were like no authorities, and there were like some other people outside, but it was like I would like cross paths with maybe 5 people on the street. I would go out, it was pretty dark, and I was like in my pajamas or whatever, and I would be like going down, walking by those places that now are kind of like nighttime hotspots. Like just now there's like full of just bustling with people. So I just kept doing that as a habit, and then things started to open up again. But I was still going out with my pajamas, So like one time I was like downtown, and everyone was like all fancy and whatnot, going out to like all the fancy restaurants, and I was like there with my pajamas. I was like, where did all these fucking people come from, bro? They're like invading my space.
Yeah, and how did they get all these fancy trousers?
Yeah, how? Why? It's like I felt kind of like as if people were just in my house.
Yeah. Hey, you kids, get off of my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Like my fucking backyard. I'm here in my pajamas. I'm doing my walk. Can you please just step out of the way? Okay. Like it was just so weird.
Yeah, it was a very surreal time back then. Yeah.
Yeah. So you decided to come here to have some of this sweet healthcare.
Yeah.
Are you still working for city government at that time? Are you still?
I'm not anymore. No, I resigned from my position with city government. And there is a portion of me that does kind of wonder what might have been. Like had I stayed with this position, like would I have maybe moved into like some other branch? Because it's okay. I don't think it's gonna be that popular. I don't know. But I don't think they're gonna hear about it. But okay, so it was the city of Detroit. Okay, so I was working for the city of Detroit, and I love Detroit. So that's why I wanted to work there so much, was because I love Detroit. It had a really crappy hand dealt to it for decades. And they're kind of starting to come back a little. So
they're fighting back,
right.
Yeah, like real American story.
But I don't know that they've actually learned anything though, because part of the problem why they declined so rapidly and so far was because, you know, they were relying basically just on the auto industry to power the whole machine. And then when those left, you know, they had nothing else to fall back on. And so now they've kind of gotten very close with like the Quicken Loans guy. I don't know. It's a company that does mortgages.
Yeah.
So it's a mortgage company, and there are offices all throughout the city now with this company, and they're kind of doing the same thing again. It's like, you know, you guys are just kind of choosing one horse in the race when you really should be maybe diversifying a bit.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, they're sounds to me like they were just predating on.
Yeah, I think they were just taking what they could get.
Really. Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, predating. I mean, the company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what weren't they like hit to like with this massive crisis in
oh yeah, they declared bankruptcy.
Foreclosures in Detroit. So
yeah, they declared bankruptcy in like I think late 2018 or something. I don't know the exact date.
No, you're reason. Yeah.
And that was a big wake up call for them.
Sure. Wow. Okay. That was pretty.
But anyway, enough about me. What about you? I feel like I'm doing all the talking. Both of you. You're just kind of sitting there like, yeah.
I mean, you're just so interested, I mean, so what do you want to know? I mean, you want to ask me anything?
So I talked to Robin before you arrived today, and found out a little bit about like what he does and everything. And I don't actually know anything. Like, what do you do?
Me?
Yes.
What do I do? Oh, just stuff like here and there. Oh, you wouldn't want to know. Come on. Well, actually, I can't tell you. I can't. It's
classified.
No, it's I'm in the mafia. I'm in the old country.
All the Tony Soprano comments are making sense now. Yeah.
No, I was just watching The Sopranos like the other day. I mean, it's just such an amazing comfort show. Just watch any episode at random. Just some pearl.
It did kind of pave the way for prestige TV.
Prestige TV, exactly, like the anti-hero, like the gray, like morally gray, but still there's such amazing like social commentary there,
Yeah, well, actually I've seen many episodes. I've never actually watched the entire series.
Yeah.
So there's still gems that I pick up.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. There's like some like especially the like, because they have this thing which is it runs like throughout the whole show, which is unintentional humor, because like, so the main characters are all basically criminals. They're awfully like just absolutely brutal people. Like, like sociopaths. We'd like no regard for civilized coexistence. But they're also like terribly ignorant. They're just absolute idiots because they never went to school. They literally never went to school.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like, and there's like this in like most characters, like this willingness, this desire to be in the upper crust of society, to climb the social ladder.
Oh,
they're
sure.
like, but they have all this. They have no taste whatsoever. It's and the show is very well aware of this. Everybody in the show is well aware of this. So there's like this comedic timing. It's not written comedically. it's not written in a comedic form, you know? But it's timed in such a way and it's acted in such a way that it makes it so like subtly hilarious. You know, it's really hard to explain, you know.
Yeah,
But,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think I saw the one where Tony's wife, I don't remember what her name was.
Carmela, played by the incredible Edie Falco.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like, she's incredible on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see Nurse Jackie, but I heard good things about it. But no, I saw the one where Carmela was talking about her Yadro collection.
Her what?
Her Yadro.
Yadro. What's
like
Yadro?
Those like really kind of hasty looking figurines that she had in the display case in their house. It was
okay.
They're like these like very pastel colored Italian or
from the old country.
Figurines, and they were worth so much money. They were worth thousands of dollars each, and and I think in the show she was trying to tell people, like, oh, be careful around my Yadro, when I think the person that she was talking to was actually like a millionaire or something.
Actually, like, now that you mention it, like the last episode I watched, it was one where it was on the first season still, where kind of like Carmela and Tony, they were having like this sort of identity crisis, like relating to class. Because they're effectively millionaires, you see, but they're not what's the term, wasps,
right? Yeah, they're not going to be welcomed into the old money kind of.
They're not going to be welcomed into old money, or even in the new money, like the hedge fund type kind of money, So there's the scene where Tony goes off, plays golf and playing golf with some their neighbors who are like doctors or whatnot, and he feels like an outcast, because all those guys do is ask him questions about the mafia. They don't see him like, hey, hey, Tone, is it true that you met John Gotti, and it kind of gets mad at him, and just kind of halfway through just starts taking the piss, it was like, you know what? Yes, I did know.
What am I? Am I a clown to you? Do I make you laugh? Am I funny?
Yeah, I'm not for it. Yeah, no, that's like, and then he comes home and he complains to Carmela, like they're not really their friends, he's a novelty to them.
Yeah.
He's a novelty to them. So and Carmela does the same thing too, because Carmela then goes to have lunch with those guys' wives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're all like talking about, because what all Carmela does up until that point in the show is basically just cook, take care of the kids, go to the gym, gossip, just hang around. Like she's portrayed as this like mob, like gangster wife, she there's something about her, like she wants to be more. She wants to be independent and have her own money and her own ventures and whatnot. But she does enjoy the comfort. She does enjoy being a Soprano's wife. She does enjoy not really having to do anything, or she enjoys going into a place, going into a restaurant, and everybody looking at her and going, "Oh, that's the gangster's wife,"
Sure.
And
a bit of notoriety.
Exactly. She enjoys that.
Yeah.
So she was talking to these white ladies, and they were all talking about like the stock exchange and whatnot, playing stocks and this and that, and she was like, "Oh, do you play the stock market?" And they were like, "Oh, honey, we don't play, we win." And and then she comes home and like her daughter, Maddo, she's like, "Mom, are you buying stocks?" Yeah, well, yes, I am. I'm an independent woman, you know.
Yes, and I make sound financial decisions.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like because it's absolutely like just unnecessary to them. You know, they're just like just take your money, or I don't know, get a real job or some shit. I don't know, go to school. You know, but like there's just something about these people that they want to be recognized. You know, that's the thing.
Yes.
They want to be accepted into American society, and they're really not. They or like in that sort of American society, it's like this connection, this tension between inside them. You know, they want to. You know.
Yeah, they want to go legit someday. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Tony kind of. Yeah, kind of gets so sort of with an argument with the guys, with his associates, because he's kind of like talking weird, like going legit and do investments. You know, it's weird shit. You know,
like, what are you talking about, guy?
What are you talking about, Tom? You know, that kind of stuff. It's beautiful. Like, sorry to go on The Sopranos. I could talk like hours about The Sopranos. Sopranos, like incredible, amazing television, you know. What were we talking about? Sorry. Oh, you're talking about me. You wanted to.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
you work for the mob.
I work for the mob, exactly. By mob, I mean like a company. With
potato. You know.
Potato, exactly. Yeah. I do like basically like customers. I guess you like call it like customer service work.
Okay.
At an IT company. Yeah, but it's like pretty like it's a 9 to 5. There's like really nothing too interesting about it, you know. But maybe like we can talk about that sometimes, about the woes of corporate office life, you know, because I'm
definitely. I'm sure people have lots to say about the woes of corporate life. Yes.
Yeah, kind of that soul sucking, you know, environment. Yeah.
But I don't know, Robin. Do you feel like your soul is being sucked away?
Yeah.
by your job as well?
No, I wouldn't say that. It doesn't feel like I work in a corporate job. No, not at the moment. No.
Okay, that's good.
I have my liberties. I have my freedom. It's just a matter of delivering the things on time. That's about it. But yeah, it doesn't feel that way. That is a lot of work, and I like doing the work. So it's been fun. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as an American, all that talk about, freedom, that really, pushes the buttons. So good job, Robin.
Yeah. But you do like creative work, no? You do like video editing.
It is mostly creative. Part of it's like more related to technical documentation kind of thing. Another part is like project management. Like it's just a bunch of different things. Yeah. It's not one particular field. Different clients, it's different roles, you can say. Yeah.
So it doesn't get boring.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's invaluable. That's priceless. That's that not getting boring part.
Yeah, it is.
So that's what I wouldn't give, bro. Yeah.
But hey, I have never seen Sopranos, so I don't know.
I mean, you can take the break during. You know when I watched Sopranos? You want to know when I watched Sopranos?
When?
It was during the lockdown, bro. Every day, every single day, I had like a lunch break. Just hit play. It was just like just the right amount of time. I could fit like a whole episode of The Sopranos during my lunch break. It was bliss. I got through the whole show. Before the lockdown was over.
Nice. Well, see, you got super buff from all of your working out and.
Well, not super. I wouldn't say that. I actually wouldn't say that
I don't
at
know.
all.
The fact that you did push-ups at all, I think, is commendable. So well done.
I did like 5. It was a whole lot.
Well,
but I did a whole lot of walk.
Yeah, in your pajamas, as you
said. In my pajamas, exactly. Like a whole lot of laundry not being done. during that time, you know.
Yeah, because why bother, honestly?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So what are your thoughts on the machine like starting back up? Because like during lockdown, during the pandemic, there was a lot of stuff that got left by the wayside. A lot of personal cosmetics. You couldn't really see them wearing masks. You had people who like were not leaving the house; they didn't have to wear pants. So. Now it's starting to get back into, like civilized kind of.
It's been a lot. Well, yeah, I do have. Well, first of all, I resent all the amount of laundry that has to be done. Like, why the fuck am I wearing these clothes? Like, I don't even like you people, and I'm wearing a shirt.
Who am I trying to impress?
Because of you fucking assholes, because apparently you can't handle me walking into the office in my pajamas. So why would I have to coddle you? Like, why am I even in this office to begin with, huh?
Valid point. A valid question.
Valid point. Exactly. So there's a whole lot of that. Yeah, I don't know, this whole thing with I mean, to me, after the lockdown, after the machine, like on a more serious note, I did see a bunch of or I do see. Not in my company, by the way. My company is still like pretty much like national, kind of old school, still pretty hierarchical, rigid, So none of that, like none of these like new policies of like working from home or because it was still there's still that mentality of we want people in the office,
Yeah.
So that was the case after like the pandemic was over, or like after it was still not mandatory anymore for people to be home. We were politely asked to be back in the office. Well, one thing I did notice though, it was some companies. I kind of see this like floating around in the public discourse. Like this apparent and very performative concern with mental health.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which kind of, it even annoys me. The fact that it's just so performative, it even annoys me even more.
Mm-hmm.
Even like like.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're going to actually be sincere, then it's still even, I don't know, it's helpful. It's hopefully beneficial. Hopefully it can help catch someone who might be struggling. But like,
well, yeah,
I feel like sometimes people just say it because they feel like they should.
Yeah, no, definitely. No. People will say like they should, but I don't like, and even like beyond like people, like companies themselves, like it's always like so insincere, like you have like these chief happiness officers or whatever on companies.
Yeah.
Like, doing the work of what can only described as human resources, like it's not really it's not rocket science, like you want my health to be, my mental health to be good, you pay me more,
right,
and you give me less work. It's easy,
yeah, exactly.
I fixed it, I've done it.
There are scientific papers that will prove exactly your point. They've done the research already. You can cite it.
Oh, I don't think it's going to make a difference, Karen, to be honest. I don't think the problem is the literature, or lack thereof,
or or the logic or reasoning.
Like a case of real no shit Sherlock, So the fact that it's like so in your face, it's it kind of really rubs me the wrong way. Yeah, so that's an aspect of going back to work. That going back to, I mean, like I think the whole thing.
So,
Plus the whole thing.
So tell me, when did you start, hating mental health? When did this begin? Yeah.
No, I love mental health. I love mental health. What I don't like is performative mental health. Because it's because look, the whole therapy. Have you ever heard of the term like therapy speak?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something that can very very easily get like weaponized. So I've like I wouldn't say like I've struggled with mental health all my life, but maybe I have. Like I have never had like anything like very acute or anything, but my whole life I've been like very familiar with psychologists and what's. So I don't really have a stigma regarding mental health, like on a medical basis. But so that means, at least for me, that I take it kind of seriously.
Absolutely.
And I see it as obviously like being based in like in material conditions. So and it's something actually like it's something that only really works if people are actually like sincere about it. It's like any other sort of health, So yeah, I'm pretty practical about it, and kind of it irritates me like this whole thing in companies of having like people that are like just paying
paying lip service.
Lip service, exactly. That's exactly the expression I was looking for. Paying lip service to mental health, just to make sure you don't like just shoot up the place or go home or sue them or something like that.
Yes, yeah, they're just trying to cut down on their liability.
Exactly. It's basically that. So they use like this whole. Also, something that really annoys. Like, fuck, I'm getting so annoyed right now. So the whole therapy speak. Which, by the way, The Sopranos is an incredible show about therapy. Actually, Sopranos starts with therapy.
It did, yeah, and I think it actually helped to bring it mainstream to an audience that would not have normally maybe been exposed to it as
what audience is this? Is it
like
Long Island moms?
yeah, all of the gangsters on Long Island.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we can't be seen at the therapist's office.
Well, yeah,
what are the guys gonna think? What am I gonna tell Joey Bag of Donuts?
Exactly my point. Exactly. So yeah. So so this whole thing about like attributing like your own responsibility, your own mental health to you yourself as an individual, it's quite worrisome, it really annoys me, because I'm pretty sensitive to it, I think. And it always strikes me as insincere whenever I see some company, like even if the intention is good, it always rubs down. It always comes down to the fundamental question, of you as an employee or your interests as an like. I mean, like you really want to know what would be absolutely like amazing for my mental health if I had some mental health insurance. How about that? Are you going to pay me? Are you going to pay for it? No. Then, we're not really interested, yeah. So yeah, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I really take mental health seriously. Well, it's as serious as anything else, really, But I have realized that it is really important for you to keep your mental health, to actually like realize what is actually outside your control.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you take responsibility for everything, you get lost in the sauce, I guess.
True that.
Yeah. So yeah. Is there anything you want to ask, Ron?
So in Portugal we have the pastel de nata, right?
Oh,
What is the
are we gonna start being
partial-
racist now?
What is the pastel de nata equivalent in the US and Japan, according to you, Karen? As per your
The
taste,
equivalent.
whatever you like. Yeah, according to you. Yeah.
Probably in the US, it would probably be something like they don't really have that kind of
Chicken
same
nuggets?
kind of egg custard, you know? Well, do you mean like a dish that is similar, or like something that is like representative, or something that is like
Representative,
iconic?
that is iconic, yeah. That's
Oh,
it,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So I was like, I don't know, like what banana cream pie would be kind of similar looking.
Banana
but-
what?
No. That's not the iconic dish.
Well,
no,
it
not at all.
seems pretty iconic to me.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not a fan. So, I would say for America, the iconic dish, probably, I don't know. I mean, chicken nuggets. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes. Chicken.
I mean, the Tyson guy, in the factory thought that up,
What Tyson guy?
at least, like the commercial version, that I'm sure many other cultures thought too, hey, let's cut up chicken and cook
let's cut up chicken and cut it. And, it's in
but like that whole
simple
mass produced kind of fast food mentality of it. Yeah.
chicken nuggets.
Yeah. It's very, very indicative of a lot of what's wrong with America. But
That's America in a chicken nugget. So America shaped chicken nugget. So
exactly. I don't know.
What about Michigan though?
Like an iconic thing from Michigan?
Yeah.
Well, I would say, because I'm a big fan, I would say Verner's ginger ale. It's a soft drink, beverage, soda, as they would say in Michigan, pop.
Pop.
It's a pop from Michigan. It's one of the original ginger ale companies.
Is it like something? Is it something you purchase at the supermarket or something?
Yeah, up there. Yes. It doesn't have like a nationwide reach. It's still kind of regional. But if you can sometimes find it in Florida. So that was always a fun trip to the supermarket.
I have a question. Now that you mention it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, okay, you mentioned like ginger ale. Okay. Like this is pretty like, so, but do you see how, like sometimes there's like elements of our culture, like here in Europe, for instance, like there's like stuff. How can I put this? Like elements of like traditional dishes.
Sure. Yeah.
Or whatever that you can't really like get on the supermarket, or at least not in a sense. They're not like mass produced in a sense.
Okay.
There's still some things that you can't really have mass produced. They don't come in a package. You actually like gotta get to the. I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe sausages or whatnot, like smoked meats.
So kind of like artisanal kind of things.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, a lot of them you can already get like sort of mass produced or at the supermarket at least, but they still have like this. Yeah. I was thinking even like the custard tarts, as pastel de nata. Like only recently they've been like. Seriously, like I mean, they're everywhere, but
yeah,
but they're not like mass produced, or at least they don't feel that way, or maybe it's like my bias on this thing.
Actually, I'm not sure. I was going to ask you, like, if you know, because it seems like basically every bakery, like they have their own version of it. I mean, is that fair to say? Like,
I think they all come from the same place. I don't know where they come from. They all
They all
of them
come from big pastel de nata.
it's big industry. You know, they're trying to shut me up, but I keep on. I got to tell them I'm a truth teller. You know, see.
That's right. You're a truth teller.
Yeah, I'm a truth teller. So they're trying to make the frogs gay. You know, so yeah. So well, not really. Not everyone has their. I mean, they're everywhere. They're pretty ubiquitous.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty ubiquitous. I do know. There's like this place. There's like this. Okay, so there's one thing. So pastel de nata, and the thing is that this is culture like mostly like from Lisbon. Okay, so like there's some sort of pastry that comes from Lisbon.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, there's like this municipality in Lisbon called Belém.
Oh yes.
Or yeah. So apparently, like there's this pastry shop there that actually makes them, and they have like this ultra like 19th century or like early 20th century recipe or whatnot. You know, they got like ultra secrets. It's kind of like Coke.
Sure. Right. Yeah. I'm sure.
Got lines. They got lines. You know, of tourists like every day. I never bothered really to go there. I think I had one time. I really couldn't tell the difference. You know, but
is it the bolo de Belém?
No, it's
or like the pastel de nata from there.
Pastel. The thing is, like they call them pastel de Belém. But it's pastel de nata. It's the exact same thing, you know. But apparently, because they got their own like it's their thing, so they call it. They got their own recipe, but supposedly like it tastes the same, you know. Like,
yeah.
Not very big a difference as to like any other one that you would find anywhere else, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So the ones that you see around there are like the bought like frozen or something. But they're pretty much all of them taste the same.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of figured that maybe they would make the little shells and then all of the filling kind of comes maybe like in a bucket from somewhere, you know, it comes like frozen or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing. I mean, some places like do make them from scratch, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
And good on them.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah.
I don't know. But but I don't know. So then I don't know what.
So in Michigan, So do you still have like this? Is there like? Because I do again. This is like also my bias as a European. You know, that everything in America kind of seems like every piece of culture is monetized or mass produced, or you know, like I don't know. Is there something there that I can like some really traditional shit that people make there for hundreds of years, you know, that I can only get if I go to some old lady's house, you know?
Yes, actually, yes. Not anywhere near where I lived, but in the Upper Peninsula. This is an interesting, well, maybe not so interesting, but it's a piece of history. So in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, they were mining for copper in large parts of that area. And so a lot of the people who immigrated to Michigan, a lot of them were from Cornwall in England and like other parts of the UK and other parts of Europe. So these immigrant miners started working there. And so for their lunch, they would make a pasty. And take it with them into the mines. And I've heard from people from Cornwall that it's kind of like it's based on a Cornish pie, like a Cornish pasty.
How do you spell that?
Cornish.
No, I know what's Cornish. How do you spell Cornish? Come on.
Pasty. Pasty.
Pasty.
Or maybe pastie. I don't know. I think it's
it shows up like a Cornish pie.
Right. So
like the pastry, you know, with meat.
Right. It's got the pastry on the outside. There's a bit of generally beef, I believe, on the inside. And the thing is that it must have rutabaga mixed in there as well.
Rutabaga, what's that?
So in the UK, I believe they call it a swede. It's a big, kind of looks like a turnip.
Yes. Swede, as in a Swedish person.
Yeah. I had this whole, I went down this whole rabbit hole about, rutabagas versus Swedes. Yeah. So in the UK, I guess a rutabaga is known as a Swede, Swede. And I think it is actually because maybe they learned about this root vegetable from the Swedes. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, it's like a cross between like a potato and a turnip.
And the turnip, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks that way, yeah.
It's not the most exciting vegetable as far as vegetables go. But it's, it's hardy and it works well in the mind.
Now, you see, this is the kind of stuff that I was looking for, So you got pasties and up in Michigan.
Yes, yeah. Okay, but it has to be a pasty. Like in the past, yes.
Pasty. Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Because, pasties, people might think you're talking about,
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So, we're talking about, lunch.
Yeah, food. We're talking about stuff that you eat, stuff that you put in your mouth.
So, yeah. Otherwise, though, I don't know. There's there are a lot of actually. I don't know exactly which country they're the most from these days, but there is a very large like Middle Eastern population in Michigan too. There's one of the largest like groupings, enclaves, I don't know what you would call it, around Lake Dearborn. So there's a lot of like really, really delicious restaurants around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, Michigan sounds like
I think Michigan doesn't get a lot of press because it's not super flashy. It's no New York, it's no California, but it's more like for people who like to do outdoorsy kind of things. People who want to go fishing or snowmobiling or hunting or
I kind of get the feeling that most of America is most of the United States is like that. Actually, like outside the big cities,
If you're like outside of the coasts, if you're in the interior, the flyover states,
most of it, by flyover states, I mean most of the country, like the overwhelming,
a large swath, yes,
a large swath, of the countries, like mostly like I don't know, finding bears and shit, What about India, Robin? Is there bears in India?
What? Bears?
Are there any bears in India?
No, I don't think so. I don't think bears belong to India. I don't know.
Are you sure?
Why, is there a bear roaming around somewhere?
Well, there's got to be one somewhere.
Probably in the mountains.
Maybe,
or in a zoo. I saw one in a zoo. So,
well, so there you go.
Yeah.
There's a bear. There's a bear.
One bear. Yeah.
One bear one bear in India. Okay, that was pretty interesting.
We left out Japan. What is the pastel de nata equivalent in Japan?
Oh, like the most iconic food. I don't know these days, but I don't know. I would probably say it's the onigiri. The onigiri, the rice ball, the humble rice ball.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because it's humble. It's got a long history, but you can put whatever filling you want in there, basically.
Yeah.
I remember that because it was in one of Jason's quizzes, and Emmanuel almost had the word, and I was like, no, how could that be
Did I?
a thing?
I did.
Yeah, you
Had
had the
what?
word. Yeah.
Full word.
Like Jason had this section of quiz where you had to name the food, and onigiri is that how it's pronounced?
Yes. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. So that was on the screen, and Emmanuel said, "Oh, that's onigiri, isn't it?" And you were like, "No, what is that?"
Yeah.
That does
We didn't
not
write
sound
anything
like
there.
that does not sound like a word I would say.
No, but you
I
knew
would
it.
call
Yeah.
it. I would just call it rice ball.
No, you knew.
I have no idea what onigiri.
You were saying onigiri or something.
You're
remember.
confusing me. I am very sorry. You're
I have a good
confusing me
brain.
with someone
I
else, and I
remember.
am feeling pretty insulted right now. Actually, as a matter of fact.
You're a cultured man. Come on.
Huh?
You're a learned guy. You know, there are things that you know probably that you forget.
Well,
you know.
Not that. Nope, not that one. I'm very sorry. Well, yeah, but it's fine. But I'm very I'm flattered that you think it was me. So
Hey, I
I'll
still
let
remember
one
the
slide.
47%, so you know a lot of things.
That one was honestly, you guys lost because of me, and you also won because of me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it all balances out.
I think so.
My first
Yeah.
win, so it was a good night.
Oh, that's right. I remember you mentioned that last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I thought this would have been like the next in the string of triumphs.
No, never. I've lost once. Other times I've been in the middle, and this was the first time I won. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to mention, like Robin one time made a quiz specifically about me.
What?
Not
from
the
my
entire
birthday.
quiz.
Not the entire. Like there were like a handful of
section.
questions that were about
Yeah.
me, and still I lost them. So.
Wow. That takes some doing.
That's
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
I had to gather all the information from the 2
was-
weeks that I knew Emmanuel.
Yeah, I was.
It was
very
difficult.
drunk.
But I mean, what kind of questions are we talking about? Was it, like, Emmanuel, what color shirt were you wearing on the day that we met? You know?
On 27th June. Where were you?
So
At 5 o'clock.
To make it fair, I also had hints on the screen of the questions. Like, so Emmanuel has this. Emmanuel likes to go to this club that is quite famous. So my question was like, there is a famous club near Sao Bento, and I put the entrance of the club right there. So
Yeah.
if people have gone to that place, they would know.
Right.
So that kind of thing. I would say,
Yeah,
like,
kind of thing.
So did you know it? Did you?
He knew
Well,
it.
yeah. That one I did. Yeah, that one I did.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah. That was a real fun night. I have to say. Yeah.
I think that was one of the quiz nights where it was the loudest. I think.
Oh, definitely was. Yeah. Definitely was. It was nothing I've ever seen. Still.
People were screaming, people were dancing, and I made them do all kinds of shit. Like,
Yeah, there was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. You would have hated it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have anything against dancing and singing and screaming and whatnot. Just in small doses, maybe.
Yeah. Well, such a diplomat. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is there anything you wanna talk about, Karen? Or do you have any burning questions or? Man.
Well, I would just ask because I did take a look at some of the other episodes, but I didn't actually like go through the whole. You kind of scrub through pretty quickly and
Nobody does.
to
It's
get an
fine.
idea
Yeah.
of what it's about. So what was the impetus for this podcast? Like, what was the reason? Why?
Oh yeah, that's a question people usually ask: is why? Yeah.
No, but like, what
So-
would be the what inspired you to start this podcast?
Want to take this one, Simon?
Yeah, so basically what happened was I met Emmanuel in one of Paya's Meaningful Connections meetup. And then, yeah, we didn't talk much that night, but later on in December, actually, we met up in a restaurant. You know, it was kind of people from the group. They said, let's go out, and we all met. And that's when I started to talk with him and getting to know him. I kind of realized that, okay, Emmanuel is the guy that really likes to talk, you know? Like, really, really likes to talk about different kinds of shit. Like, he has knowledge from here, knowledge from there, a lot of knowledge, you know? And I was like, I have a background in YouTube. So I used to do like comedy skits, gaming channels, and all those kind of shit, but I kind of stopped doing that. And podcast was one of the things on my mind for a while now. But I personally am not a talker, but I know how to use the technology, how to handle YouTube, Spotify, those kind of things. So I was like, okay, this combination could work well, you know. He could be the host, and I could be the young Jamie to him, like in JRE, you know. Yeah. So I kind of asked him, like, okay, you know, let's do something, you know, let's start recording episodes. We won't take care much about production or anything. Let's just start it as a hobby, you know. Let's keep going and see whatever happens. So
I do jack shit.
Okay, so just basically shooting the shit.
Just shooting shit, you know, just yeah. Exactly, like because I do really think there's like there's a demand in the market for more podcasts with guys just shooting the shit, you know. I do think that there's a gap there, you know. I truly believe that what we really needed now is just another one of these.
Yeah. Well, you know, from an academic point of view, there is
beautiful.
There is, you know, kind of a loss in conversation these days. You know, people aren't quite as adept at conversing as they once were. You know, so God. Because after, you know, the digital age, everyone gets like compartmentalized, and you don't have to leave your house even, you know, and like the art of conversation gets lost over time. So
that is such good commentary. Oh my God. Like, what better commentary is there
so you are, you know, you're reviving an art form, you know, you're like the
only way people have to just sit the fuck down and talk to one another for more than like 5 minutes is to make a fucking podcast.
Well, you can't expect them to actually get together and like, you know, talk at like dinner or something. Come on.
Exactly.
Let's be real. Okay.
Yeah, let's be real. Yeah, actually, yeah.
So yeah, we're going to simulate
insanity.
These close relationships.
Yeah, it's a simulacra. You know, I heard that word yesterday. You know, simulacra of social relations. You know, this social third space. You know, where people used to go to each other's houses. You know, and just hang out.
Yeah.
Or like to the farm. You know, down the road. You know, like to old.
Have a quilting bee. Have a barn raising,
exactly.
Have a bris, you know, whatever you're into,
now,
you know.
Now we do a fucking podcast, I guess.
Yeah, so you know, community is what you make it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, that's incredibly well spotted, Karen. Thank you for that. God damn it. Yeah. So this is like basically it, you know, like Robin asking me to hey, do you want to do a podcast? Oh, like why not? You know, see if I can like talk for an hour straight into a camera, see what happens. You know, so and then here we are, I guess. You know, so
nice.
Not much to it really. You know, yeah.
Okay.
This is out there in the ether forever, I guess. And it's still like we get to some impetus to just sit down and like talk to some nice folk, you know, because otherwise I would have like never like really heard that story about, you know, like growing up in Michigan, you know, like your mom immigrating all the way from Japan. 1965. You know, it's you know, yeah. I guess that's
So if you didn't have enough useless knowledge just pinging around up there, well,
it's never enough.
got a treat now. Yeah.
It is never enough. Yeah.
So who would be your, like, if you could invite anyone, like your dream guest, who would it be?
It is already
Joe
on one of
Rogan.
the episodes.
Joe Rogan, what?
What?
We discussed this. We discussed this in one of the episodes, actually.
Oh, shit.
We
Okay,
did? I can't. Oh, we did. Exactly. Who was it? Who did
okay.
I say?
Okay,
I
so
don't remember what you said.
I don't remember. Probably Joe Rogan. Oh, I think I said like Stavros Halkis or something.
Yeah, there was a guy, who is not alive anymore. That was a guy you said. I don't remember the name. But
some guy that was not alive anymore.
yeah, that is not alive anymore.
that could be a challenge. Yeah.
Well, that could be a challenge. Yeah. I don't. There's not like any dead guys that I would like particularly.
There is a guy. Maybe you should rewatch the episode.
Huh.
Maybe you should watch your own episode and remember
maybe I
what
should.
you said.
Nah, no, I don't. No, I don't. Wow. Well, okay. You see, because I don't think I would be like. I don't think I would be particularly. I think I'd be pretty intimidated talking to like an actual
A real life celebrity or
historical figure or whatnot. You know, I was like, no, I'll keep it to my dumb friends. You know, who I can keep up with. You know, like, you know.
For me, it's like I like listening to a lot of scientists and those who do different kinds of sciences. So neurobiology, astrophysics. If we can get some of those guys, I'll be like, one by one, I'll just keep asking questions. You know.
Yeah.
That's the fun stuff for me. Yeah.
That's some really dumb shit, you know. Like, when are we getting time travel?
Exactly.
Or you know, why are the frogs turning gay?
Why?
Did that big
what?
There was supposed to be like this massive cicada horde, like the one in
the Bible.
And it was going to be like a biblical level plague, because like the 7-year brood and the 10-year brood like lined up or something. So there was going to be like.
What are you talking about?
Cicadas.
Yeah.
Oh, what's a cicada?
No. What are you talking about?
So I read an article like 2 weeks ago, maybe more, just saying that the next like hatching, you know, so they come out from under the ground and they all come out at once generally.
Oh, damn. Oh, fuck.
And so they're kind of in odd numbered years. Like some of them were in like year 3,
sync up now?
year 7, and this time there was going to be a synchronization of the broods, and so it was going to unleash like twice as much.
So we're all just gonna drown in cicadas.
Well, it's just going to be really loud and annoying.
It's gonna be loud as fuck.
And
you think they're gonna have like turf wars, like the ones from like one brood and then the other brood, and we're just gonna get caught in the middle, you know?
I don't know. I'm not really too up to date on like, you know, the territories.
Yeah, the cicada culture.
I just Googled cicada invasion, and the first post on Google says trillions of cicadas to emerge across U.S. in biggest invasion in centuries.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that one. So, but maybe they won't come to Europe, so they'll just have to deal with that in America.
Yeah, the aliens always go to U.S. first. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cicadas.
Yeah.
Wow, that is wow. Well.
Oh.
I sure am glad I have healthcare, bro. Wow. 6 trillion cicadas, you said.
It's some number, some high number of cicadas. Yes.
Can you imagine if like one of them like they like vibrate in one frequency, and then the other ones like vibrate in another frequency, and there's like these
and
two
then they all
tones
stood on a bridge
all day.
that just like shook the bridge down. It would be just like the Tesla experiment, and suddenly it would be like this death ray, the cicada death ray. Yeah.
Oh, yes, exactly. That is exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. God damn, it's gonna be so annoying. Cicadas all day. Well, is it cicadas that do like that weird noise in Japanese?
Yes.
You know the noise I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. I know exactly the one you mean.
It's always there.
Yeah, it's like that kind of noise. Yeah. It's actually, that is an auditory like shorthand for the audience so that they know it's summer.
Yeah, the part that you're watching now is boring, so you can get some snacks or whatever. Yeah. They have a lot of those like little shortcuts for the viewer. You know what? Wow. No, I'm thinking. Well, yeah, but that's only not in all anime actually that they have it. Like, cause just now I realized that sound is not in Dragon Ball.
True. But I think that's also because they're like on like those random planets and stuff.
No, like they're mostly like they're on Earth. But the thing is, like, it's also like a quite like introspective sound. Like it's a pause thing, isn't it?
Right. And you can't hear anything when you're just all the time.
Yeah, that too. No, it had like its own like quiet moments. But yeah, I just noticed it just now. Wow, it's
For as much anime as I watched, I actually didn't watch really any Dragon Ball.
That's fine. Just watch The Sopranos instead.
No.
It's
It
really,
all comes back to The Sopranos. It's
really no big deal. Yeah, The Sopranos. They do talk about Pokemon on that show. Like to be fair,
I guess it was kind of a big thing back then. Still.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Joey, like Chrissy, got a hold of one of them Pokemon cards.
They're gonna be rich.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. 1999. What a year. Yeah. It's wow. Cicadas. Okay. Nice. Beautiful. I did not know about that. As if we already like didn't. Wouldn't there like about to like be some wasps or some shit?
I would prefer not, but like if I had to choose between cicadas and wasps, I would definitely not choose the wasps.
Yeah, I guess either that or gay frogs.
Right.
Yeah,
but maybe the gay frogs will help take care of the cicadas. They can possibly eat a few.
Yeah. They take care of them as in eat them. Oh, I thought you were gonna make them all like sassy.
Like make them all sassy.
Yeah, like
gonna teach them the ways to be sassy. Yeah. Okay, it's maybe less plausible, but still not statistically zero.
Not zero. There's not a zero chance. Yeah. So you got any plans for
ever?
For the rest of your life. Do you have any of those?
Oh, well, probably not as many as I should. I should probably have it a lot more mapped out.
No, it's fine. You're doing fine, Karen. It's okay. So are you planning on staying here for like the foreseeable future?
Yeah, actually, we're looking around for places to see.
Please don't take my house.
Yeah. But yeah, sure, no problem. But no, I mean we are taking a look. I mean it is true, like the property around is like quite expensive. So we're just kind of biding our time, seeing what pops up, If so, that would be fantastic. Because as it is right now, it's kind of like pushing everybody much further.
Exactly.
Like
so
afield.
you gotta outrun the there's an invasion of Americans, like 6 trillion of them are
Yeah, it's a double brood
coming up.
They're gonna emerge from the earth,
coming up and dropping from the sky in F-16s or whatever, like from Black Hawk helicopters,
Yep. Just with their huge water bottles, looking for hydration. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
wait, no, Stanley Cups now. Stanley Cups.
They're Stanley Cups, exactly. Not Stanley Cups. Yeah. And they're and their yoga pants. And their pumpkin spice lattes.
Wow. Whatever, I don't know. It's spring. It's spring. We're not doing that yet. You gotta. There is a season. There is a time and a place.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I've heard. Yeah. At least they're kind of easy to kill. Because they don't have.
They don't have many defenses.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it would be quite a struggle. Yeah. I mean, what can I say? But it's I'm glad you guys chose this beautiful our little corner of the Iberian Peninsula. Call home.
Yeah, I like it. It's a great place.
Well, it's pretty nifty. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Yeah,
it's popular for a reason.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of strange, hearing that because it always, at least to me, like it seemed like it's not like that cool, it's kind of, just here, it's normal, I guess. It's my opinion, but
exactly. If it's a place where you're from, you're always going to think that it's not that cool. Everybody wants to leave the place that they are from and go somewhere new.
Yeah. I mean, no, I see what you mean. I mean, I've personally never had like that. Because look, the only thing that would make me consider leaving is either like material conditions, like economic opportunity. Because other than that, I mean, it's pretty chill here. I quite like this. Well, so some aspects of the culture I'm not too fond of, but but I can deal with that at least.
Nice.
Yeah, but other than that, it's pretty okay. I quite like this. So I can see why you guys would. It's not just because of the tax benefits. It's because it's genuinely nice being here. Yeah, I understand. I understand what you mean. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's much appreciated. And I hope you guys settle down and have a really nice life. And I get invited every now and again.
Yeah, well, as soon as we find a place, we'll have a housewarming event.
Nice.
So,
cool. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Don't hold your breath.
Looking forward.
But yeah, but no, it'll be grand. So.
Oh, nice.
So.
So, what do you say? It's almost 11.
Yeah, I gotta
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I also have to still have dinner. So
wow,
I'm gonna. Yeah, no, actually, it's the Spanish who have dinner at 11. Okay, please don't be racist. Okay, God damn it, we're doing so well. God damn it.
See, that's all it took. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna watch RuPaul's Drag Race and go to bed. yeah. So yeah, it was a really nice chat. Maybe we can do it again sometimes because there's a lot of topics that we can cover that I think are like of the utmost interest. And so yeah, I guess we can call it a night, huh? What do you say, Robin?
Yep, sure. It was a good one. Yeah, it was really nice talking with you, Karen. It was fun.
Do you guys have like a special sign off? Do you guys have like your patented, tried and true sign off? That kind of.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Go on, do it, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, hey, fuck you, Joe Rogan.